This is Rob Tebbutt for Boxing Social. Delighted to be joined here today by the British cruiserweight champion, the Source, Lawrence Okolie, ahead of your return to the ring on the February 2nd card at the O2. How are you, Lawrence?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, very well. Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, it was alright, I guess. And my New Year's, the same, just chilled at home.
Back in the ring, February the 2nd, first available date, and you're on the card. How important is that for you?
Yeah, it's just good to be out, stretch my legs or have a hard fight, depending on who it is, and then go on for the rest of the year with the goals I've set in place.
Now, you're somebody who's, you always strike me as very, very honest and open about your performances. Your last performance against Matty Askin, by your own admission, far from your best. What have you done since then? I mean, I know you've obviously gone out to spar Tyson Fury, but what have you done since then to kind of turn a leaf, as it were, going into 2019?
I've obviously gone out to spar Tyson Fury. I've been working on stuff. I've got a new trainer in Barry Robinson who's got a million styles boxing, which is boxing, but then he's also got working other martial arts, because boxing is at the end of the day a martial art, and he's sort of trying to help me along with, you know, not just inside work but decision making, which is very important to me. I feel like I'm quite a smart guy, so I should be able to bring that smarts into a boxing match, so it's putting stuff into place for that.
You mentioned decision making. Feel free to be as detailed as you want, but what do you mean by that?
What I mean is, okay, everyone makes decisions in training, running, whatever, but in terms of in the ring, so understanding why I've made certain choices and how I can change it going forward. So I'm a confident person naturally. That's why I take the fights I've taken. That's why I'm not afraid of other fighters. But okay, most fighters don't like getting hit. I'm also a fighter who doesn't like getting hit. So what do? I box at range, land big power shots, then as soon as someone gets in close, they stop you from working. Now that's smart in the sense of they're not landing any punches and they're controlled, getting tired, but then on the other hand, it's not good for the judges, well, not the judges, it's not good for the refs, it's not good for the fans. And it's not good for me because I like to get KOs, but if someone's good enough to keep getting inside, it turns into that kind of fight. So the next decision is, okay, you don't want to get hit. How can you change your way of not getting hit to be a bit more exciting, a bit more lethal? So maybe you clinch the first time, maybe the second time you feint, you step off. You make different decisions. That's the difference between a world-class elite fighter and a normal fighter. Mayweather makes amazing decisions, which is why he beats everyone. So just going along that kind of vibe.
How long did it take for you to kind of get the Askin fight out of your system? You, again, strike me as somebody who's very kind of self-aware with your performances and kind of the way you carry yourself. Was it something that you've dwelled on? Was it something that you've kind of repeatedly looked back on? Not
really. I mean, I look back on it just to work on techniques and say, oh, now I watch it and I've watched it with different eyes. I don't know if that makes sense, but with the new knowledge I'm getting, you look back at old stuff. It's like watching a film that you watched when you were a child and watching it again when you're older. It's a completely different film. So I watched the fight and look, oh, why did I do that? Why didn't I do that? So hopefully I can take the stuff that I learned from that fight into my next one and then progress and then another level. And like I said, what gives me amazing confidence is 10 fights in, we've done this. It might not have been amazing in terms of the fights, all of them, but I can't remember AJ's 10th fight. I can't remember Mayweather's. I can't remember any of my favourite fighters' 10th fight. But I'm learning under the biggest lights. But at the same time, I'm learning. So I really look forward to my 20th fight and my 21st fight and whatever else.
We had an interested guest today, Ronnie Camacho. His name came up in the press conference. Potential fight for you. A lot of people kind of rumoured or mooted for this date. It's not happening for various reasons. You're looking at me in a way there. Why don't you tell me why that fight's not happening?
Oh, well, obviously he's, I hate to say scared about other fighters, but it's just, he's there, it's a business, it's this, it's that, it's that. It just doesn't make sense. He's one of the flag bearers for Lawrence's rubbish, you know, on Twitter. He's one of the flag bearers for British boxers in the weight class who discredit me and don't take the risk that I take. They discredit me and aren't ready to fight me. So that's why, you know, I did mention him in the press conference, because he reminds me of the rest of them. They're all the same. They're all in it for Instagram and blah, 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 and Twitter. At the end of the day, I came off the Olympics. I had a massive push. I could easily be 10-0 now, box 10 journeymen, 8 KOs. And yeah, Lawrence is the next best thing. You just wait till he steps up. But I decided to go a different approach, which is take the fights and have to learn on the biggest stages, where a lot of fighters don't want to do that, even the more experienced ones. Waddy has been pro for over 10 years or whatever it is. He's never won a British title. Matty Askin won the British title after 10 years. So it's like I'm doing it. I still haven't, it's not my second year yet as a pro, and I'm doing it. So long story short, there are a lot of talkers, and that's it.
Where are you looking at for an opponent for this? As I understand it, you're looking at an international name?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking at anything. It's up to the team. I've heard great names, then I heard it's not. Then I hear Commonwealth title, then I hear. So it just is what it is for me. I'm not focusing on any fighting now. I'm just focusing on myself. The problem with focusing on fighters that I've had this camp is I start getting motivated. I'm boxing Waddy, I'm gonna knock him out. I'm boxing this guy. Then it goes, and then the motivation goes with it. So I needed to, and have now started focusing. You know what? Focus on yourself, work on what you need to work on, and whoever it is, it will be, and then you'll do what you have to do.
Ronnie Camacho just walked in the room
just
there.
Enjoying the whole occasion. He's not fighting under the bill. He's obviously got nothing to do, but hopefully my name gets said. It got said, and that's that.
Another name that got said was Dennis Lebedev, very experienced campaigner, guy's boxed at the world level for a number of years. Eddie Hearn said that's a fight that he thinks you could win right now. You agree? Tell me why.
I agree because stylistically he's a boxer who's had what seems like an extensive amateur career, etc., etc. So he's got a style that's not one that I haven't seen before. He's also a lot shorter than me, southpaw, and he's getting older in age. So I mean, that's really it for me. Is he a good fighter? Definitely, but I need to step up. So he's one of the perfect types of step ups, and he's southpaw. So if I can run through this year, you never know, I might box Is it next year. So it'll be good.
Just finally, Anthony Joshua. I believe he's returned from his holiday over Christmas in Dubai. A lot of rumours swirling around his next fight. Potentially Gerald Miller, potentially Dillian Whyte. Just your thoughts on that, really. Who would you like to see him face next?
Anyone that I can get on the undercard of, that'd be fantastic. So hopefully it's a Wembley day as opposed to going to America. But you never know. I might go to America. But yeah, I mean, it would be nice. Obviously, I'd love to see him box Wilder, but Wilder said it's not going to happen. I'd love to see him box Fury, but who knows what's going to happen there. So it'll probably be Dillian Whyte, but then Dillian Whyte's coming out saying they're not offering enough money. So it kind of is what it is. Boxing is a business at the end of the day, and people treat it as such. So it is what it is.
What's a more difficult fight, Whyte rematch or Gerald Miller?
Probably the Whyte rematch. I think that Gerald Miller is semi-tailor-made for AJ, as he likes to walk forward and believe he's a big, 300-pound this, and he talks a lot about the physical as opposed to the mental. So I believe AJ would stop him quite easily. Maybe not first couple of rounds, but it wouldn't be difficult except for the physical. But Whyte, he's a good counter boxer, etc. So it'll be all good.
Okay, well, Lawrence Okolie, always a pleasure catching up with you. Look forward to seeing you back in the ring on February the 2nd.
See you.
Cheers. Bye.